Switzerland. Where dreams breathe through snow and sky, Switzerland is not just a place on the map. It is a living painting, a land where the lines between reality and fantasy blur. Here, snow-covered mountains whisper to the sky, and crystal-clear lakes hold the reflections of ancient time. Silence is never empty. It echoes with stories passed down through centuries. In this breathtaking canvas, 5 cities shine like jewels, each with a soul of its own. Today, we journey through these magical places, beginning with the beating heart of Switzerland, Zurich. Zurich, where timeless elegance meets the future. Zurich is Switzerland's largest city, but its greatness lies far beyond its size. This is a city where every breath is deliberate, every stone sacred, and every sunrise feels like a gentle promise from the universe. Located along the glistening shores of Lake Zurich, the mornings here are pure poetry. Golden sunlight cascading across still waters, a quiet hum rising from the city as it awakens. It's as if the lake itself is breathing with the city. But Zurich's charm doesn't begin today. It began thousands of years ago. Once a part of the Roman Empire, the city has walked through ages. Its Altstadt, or Old Town, is a preserved labyrinth of cobbled lanes, medieval buildings, and charming fountains. Walk these narrow streets, and you're walking through time, a place where the past doesn't just live, it speaks. Among these historic gems lies the Fraumünster Church, whose stained glass windows were crafted by the legendary artist Marc Chagall. Step inside, and you'll witness color and light dancing on ancient stone, like shards of sky falling softly onto sacred ground. Across the river stands the iconic Grossmünster, with its 2 towering spires rising into the heavens. Legend says that Charlemagne himself discovered the graves of Zurich's patron saints on this very spot. These towers do not just mark the skyline, they mark the soul of the city. Yet Zurich is far from being trapped in history. It's one of the most futuristic, innovative cities in the world. The famed ETH Zurich, where Albert Einstein once studied and taught, is still pushing the boundaries of science, technology, and philosophy. Students from every continent gather here, driven not just by ambition, but by vision. A desire to shape a better world. The city itself reflects this precision and modernity. Its public transport system runs like clockwork, efficient, clean, and always on time. Trams glide silently through the streets, connecting neighborhoods like blood vessels through the body of a living organism. You feel the intelligence in Zurich's design. Every corner, every schedule, every building is planned with care, discipline, and beauty. But Zurich's soul is not cold. It is warm and deeply human. Stroll along the legendary Bahnhofstrasse, one of the world's most prestigious shopping streets, and you'll encounter high-end boutiques, glittering watch displays, and elegant storefronts. But amidst the luxury, you may also find an elderly man selling handmade music boxes, or a violinist pouring his heart out. On a corner, filling the air with haunting melody. Here, wealth never shouts. It whispers in the elegance of simplicity. The arts thrive in Zurich as much as science does. The city is home to dozens of museums, contemporary art spaces, and opera houses. The Kunsthaus Zurich, the city's main art museum, houses everything from medieval masterpieces to modern abstract wonders. And for lovers of performance, the Zurich Opera House is one of the finest in Europe, known for its world-class productions and passionate audience. Zurich also knows how to pause, how to breathe. The banks of the Limmat River, which gently cuts through the city, offer countless spots to sit, reflect, or simply watch the world go by. Locals gather by the lake for picnics, jogs, swims, or just to soak in the peace that hangs in the air like a gentle mist. And then there's the evening. As the sun begins its descent, the sky over Lake Zurich transforms into a painting of orange, crimson, and violet. The glassy water mirrors this spectacle, while the distant peaks of the Alps begin to glow with fading light. Street lamps flicker on, cafes come alive with soft jazz and warm laughter, and the entire city begins to hum like a lullaby. It is during this time, this golden hour, that you realize Zurich is not just a city you visit, it's a city you feel. It lingers with you long after you leave, in the calm of your thoughts, in the rhythm of your step, in the way your heart now listens more closely to silence. Zurich is memory, mystery, and modernity, woven seamlessly into one breathtaking whole. Geneva, a city where some of the world's most powerful voices are heard, yet within a silence so rare it could only exist in a place like Switzerland. This city is not just a location, it is a destination of purpose, a sanctuary of diplomacy, and a reflection of global conscience. It is here that world leaders gather, where decisions about human rights are made, and where the gentle waves of Lake Geneva carry a peace that feels like glass, still, calm, and endless. As you take your first steps into Geneva, it is the Lake Geneva, known to locals as Lac Léman, that steals your breath. Its waters mirror the color of the sky so perfectly, it becomes hard to tell where the heavens end and the earth begins. And rising from its heart is the iconic jet d'eau, a powerful water fountain that shoots 140 meters into the air. It's as if the lake itself has found a voice, roaring through the silence in one graceful leap. This fountain isn't just a structure, it's Geneva's eternal heartbeat, a sight that stays etched in memory. But Geneva's beauty is not only found in its views, it's found in its purpose. This city is often called the diplomatic capital of the world. It houses the European headquarters of the United Nations, a place where the weight of the world is carried in every document signed, every meeting held. The Red Cross, one of the most significant humanitarian organizations on Earth, was also born here. In the heart of the city lies the Palais des Nations, an imposing yet graceful building where politics and peace walk hand in hand, a rare balance that Geneva has quietly mastered. As you move through the city, every street feels like a reminder of this balance. You'll see flags from every country fluttering in the wind, peace memorials tucked into green gardens, and a tapestry of languages spoken around you. Geneva is a living mosaic of global culture, where diversity isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. The people of Geneva carry this quiet dignity too. There's a diplomatic elegance in how they speak, walk, and interact. Sidewalk cafes are filled with people from all walks of life, lawyers, diplomats, artists, students, all sipping espresso beneath sun umbrellas, each lost in their own rhythm, yet somehow in perfect harmony with the city around them. And then there's Old Town Geneva, a step back into a medieval world. The narrow, cobbled streets wind past ancient buildings with shuttered windows and climbing ivy. At the center stands the Grand St. Pierre Cathedral, where John Calvin, the great reformer, once gave sermons that shaped the Reformation. Climb to the top of its towers, and you'll see a panoramic view of Geneva that feels like something out of a storybook. Rooftops and rivers, spires and stone, all frozen in time. But Geneva doesn't only shine by day, it glows by night. As the sun sets, the lights along the lake begin to twinkle, and their reflections shimmer in the dark waters like stars have fallen from the sky. The streets grow quieter, and yet the city feels more alive than ever. This is when Geneva becomes what many call it, the city of peace. Not because it's silent, but because its silence is so full of depth, meaning, and grace, it feels as if time itself has chosen to slow down here. Geneva's soul is also found in its art, science, and nature. The city is home to world-class museums, lush botanical gardens, and boutique chocolatiers that craft sweets like edible art. It's a place where curiosity and refinement coexist, where even a stroll becomes an experience, each turn revealing something new, a hidden sculpture, a street performer playing cello, a fragrance from a nearby patisserie. Time does not pass in Geneva. Memories are made here. Every corner is a new emotion, every breath carries a trace of history and hope. Geneva does not speak loudly. It listens with compassion and responds with wisdom. It is a city guided not just by the heart, but by the mind. Lucerne, where lakes whisper and mountains tell stories. Lucerne, or Lucerne as the locals lovingly call it, is not just a city. It's a symphony nestled in the heart of Switzerland, a place where snow-capped alpine peaks cast their reflection upon a peaceful lake, and where every street corner seems to hum with a silent melody. This is a city where the boundaries of reality blur into a fairy tale, where tradition and modernity dance together in perfect rhythm. Lucerne doesn't just exist, it breathes stories, sings serenity, and holds the soul of Switzerland in its embrace. Stand at the edge of Lake Lucerne, and you'll witness a mirror of sky and earth. The water shimmers like glass, reflecting the majestic silhouettes of Mount Rigi and Mount Pilatus, their snowy crowns touching the clouds. The view is so still, so poetic, it feels like time itself pauses. A gentle boat cruise across these waters becomes a meditation. Each ripple a line of verse, each mountain view a painting come to life. This lake doesn't just hold water, it holds emotion, nostalgia, loyalty, and a sense of eternal calm. It sings without sound. And then, like a bridge between centuries, comes the Kapellbrücke, or Chapel Bridge. This isn't just the oldest covered wooden bridge in the world, it's a walkway through time. As your footsteps echo on the weathered planks, you pass beneath 17th century paintings that recount Lucerne's medieval battles and legends. The scent of aged wood mixes with the gentle lap of the Reuss River below. It's not a crossing, it's a storybook you walk through, where every beam and brushstroke whispers the city's proud past. Step into Lucerne's old town, and suddenly you're inside a living postcard. The colourful facades, the narrow, cobbled alleys, the stone fountains, they all speak in the language of centuries gone by. Every building is adorned with hand-painted fresques, turning each wall into a work of art. Town Hall, with its Renaissance elegance and vine-marked, once the hub of merchants and traders, still stand proud as monuments to classic Swiss craftsmanship. As you wander through these ancient lanes, it feels less like sightseeing and more like time itself has chosen to take you by the hand. But perhaps the most moving sight in Lucerne is the Lion Monument, or Löwendenkmal, a tribute carved in silence. A dying lion, sculpted into a sandstone wall, mourns the sacrifice of the Swiss guards who perished during the French Revolution. This monument is not just a masterpiece of stonework, it's a masterpiece of feeling. As you gaze into the lion's sorrowful eyes, you don't just see pain, you feel it. Loyalty, courage, silence, grief. The monument is heartbreak frozen in stone. Yet Lucerne is not only a city of memory, it's alive with music and art. The city pulses with culture, especially during the world-renowned Lucerne Festival, where celebrated musicians gather to fill the air with sound. In Lucerne, music isn't confined to concert halls. It flows through the streets, in the laughter of visitors, the chime of church bells, the clinking of glasses by the lakeside. This city is like an orchestra, and everything, the breeze, the views, the voices, plays a note. And if you truly want to understand Lucerne's majesty, then rise above it. Take a cable car to Mount Pilatus, or ride the world's steepest cogwheel railway to Mount Rigi. As you ascend, clouds brush past your window, valleys unfold below, and the city shrinks into a jewel. And once you reach the summit, you stand on a throne of nature. Lucerne glistening below, the lake stretching wide like a silver ribbon, and the Alps rising around you like ancient guardians. It's not just a view, it's a dream you never want to wake from. Lucerne is a place where the lake sings lullabies to the mountains, where history holds your hand and beauty looks you in the eyes, a city of stories, a city of stillness, a city that feels like a symphony written in light and stone. Bern, a city where time doesn't just pass, it lingers, where every hour is steeped in memory and every step echoes with the rhythm of centuries. Despite being the capital of Switzerland, Bern does not shout like most global capitals. There's no chaotic noise, no rush. Instead, it speaks in silence, a silence that walks hand in hand with culture, elegance, and history. It's a place where the grand halls of power stand beside tranquil rivers, and every street whispers a hidden story. As you step into Bern's old town, it feels as though you've slipped into a time capsule. The entire district is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. The 6 kilometers of cobblestone streets, the sandstone buildings, the medieval fountains, and the covered arcades still look almost exactly as they did hundreds of years ago. There's a timelessness in the air, and then, like the heartbeat of the city, stands the Zitglocke, the ancient astronomical clock tower. Every hour, mechanical puppets emerge in a charming, old-world clockwork performance that gathers locals and tourists alike. It's more than a clock. It's a living memory machine. But Bern isn't just a museum of the past. It's a vibrant center of science, art, and politics. The majestic Federal Palace of Switzerland, known as the Bundeshaus, is where national decisions are made under a dome steeped in old European grace. The plaza in front of it, however, belongs to modern life. Children run through water fountains, students sip coffee on the steps, and conversations drift between philosophy and politics, family and freedom. It's where past and present shake hands in public view. Then flows the River Aare, the soul of Bern. This glowing turquoise ribbon winds in a perfect natural loop around the city. In the summer, locals dive into its cool embrace and float peacefully downstream, past stone bridges and historic buildings. It's a rare sight, people swimming freely in the heart of a European capital. For the people of Bern, the Aare is more than a river. It's a way of life, a symbol of joy, clarity, and calm courage. And tucked within these calm streets is a small apartment that once held a storm of ideas. The former home of Albert Einstein. It was here, in Bern, that he developed his theory of relativity, a theory that changed the way we view time, space, and reality itself. Today, his home is a museum, and visitors can step into the very room where the seeds of genius took root. Bern is not just a city of history, it's a cradle of revolutionary thought. For those in search of culture, peace, and quiet wonder, Bern is a sanctuary. Climb to the Rose Garden, and you'll see the entire city unfold before your eyes, the rooftops glowing under the sunlight, the Alps looming in the distance. Visit the Bear Park, where Bern's symbolic animals live freely in a natural habitat beside the river. Explore libraries that smell of old books, art galleries that challenge your imagination, and museums that bridge eras. Every corner inspires reflection, and every turn offers beauty. At night, Bern transforms into a gentle dream. The old town glows with soft amber light, casting golden reflections onto the stone streets. The fountains trickle with poetic calm, and shadows of passers-by stretch along ancient walls. It feels less like walking through a city and more like reading a book, a novel written in stone and water, silence and memory. Bern isn't just a place you visit, it's a place that visits you, long after you've left. Lausanne, where the waves of Lake Geneva dance with the spirit of the Olympics. Lausanne is not just a city, it's an experience that flows gently like the waters of Lake Geneva and rises proudly like the ideals of the Olympic Games. Nestled along the northern shores of the lake, this Swiss gem is a city where every breath exudes elegance, every alley sings with creativity, and every view offers peace to the soul. It's a harmonious blend of nature, culture, sports, and intellect, a place where you don't just live, you truly feel alive. Standing at the edge of Lake Geneva, you witness something magical. The shimmering water stretches endlessly, reflecting the snow-covered peaks of the distant Alps. It feels as though nature and civilization have signed a quiet truce here, blending their beauty into a living painting. Whether you're strolling along the lakeside promenade or enjoying a hot cup of coffee at a quaint lakeside cafe, Lausanne finds subtle ways to leave you spellbound. But Lausanne isn't just about natural beauty. It's a global city, a place of substance and influence. This is the official headquarters of the International Olympic Committee, IOC. making it the global heart of sports diplomacy. And right here stands the Olympic Museum, the largest of its kind in the world. It's more than a museum, it's a sanctuary of human potential. The museum displays over a century of Olympic history, medals from every era, stories of athletes who overcame impossible odds, interactive exhibits, and inspirational artifacts. It's a place where the dream of unity through sports becomes real. As you move into Lausanne's old town, the atmosphere changes. Time slows. Narrow, winding streets echo with the footsteps of history. Lausanne Cathedral, one of Switzerland's most stunning examples of Gothic architecture, rises with grace above the rooftops. Its towering spires touch the sky, while its stained glass windows bathe the interior in heavenly light. As dusk falls and the cathedral bells ring, the entire town is enveloped in a moment of spiritual stillness, a quiet reminder of the city's ancient soul. Lausanne also thrives as a city of art and intellectual vibrance. It's home to world-class museums that don't just preserve art, they provoke thought. The Palais de Rumine, with its blend of Renaissance architecture and academic treasures, showcases everything from zoology to archaeology. The Collection de l'Art Brut, a museum devoted to outsider art, reveals the raw, uninfluenced creativity of self-taught artists from around the world. And the Musée de l'Élysée, dedicated to photography, takes you on emotional journeys through images that capture the human condition, history, and imagination. This cultural richness is matched by Lausanne's academic energy. The city is a renowned center for education and research. The École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, EPFL, is one of Europe's leading institutions for science and engineering. Its innovative campus is a melting pot of ideas where researchers, students, and entrepreneurs build the technologies and solutions of tomorrow. Walk into any coffee shop near the university and you'll find lively discussions on AI, climate change, or new medical breakthroughs in progress. For those who crave a sophisticated lifestyle, Lausanne offers a refined yet relaxed environment. Fine dining is not a luxury here. It's an art form. From Michelin-starred restaurants to cozy Swiss taverns serving fresh lake fish and local wines, the city spoils your taste buds. The surrounding Lavaux vineyards, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offer terraced slopes that produce some of Switzerland's finest white wines, and their scenic beauty is equally intoxicating. Lausanne is also a city of celebration. All year round, it plays host to international festivals, from film and jazz to dance and culinary arts. The Lausanne Underground Film and Music Festival, Bach Festival, and Festival de la Cité all showcase how the city seamlessly merges tradition with bold innovation. Here, culture isn't confined to galleries or stages, it spills onto the streets and into everyday life. Perhaps what makes Lausanne truly special is its balance. It is neither too fast nor too slow. It is neither overwhelmingly modern nor strictly traditional. It exists in that rare middle space, a city with a soul. A place where a morning swim in Lake Geneva can be followed by a deep intellectual discussion, an afternoon museum tour, and an evening of wine under the stars. In Lausanne, every corner tells a story. Every breath feels purposeful. It is not just a destination, it is a feeling, a rhythm, a way of life. Whether you're an artist in search of inspiration, a student chasing dreams, a traveler seeking serenity, or a dreamer with your eyes on the horizon, Lausanne invites you to find your place. And as the evening light shimmers across the lake's surface and the city slowly winds down under a blanket of soft golden glow, you realize something beautiful. Lausanne doesn't just welcome you, it stays with you.